In the age where blockbuster movies are all about superheroes, cartoon characters, evil spirits, and love? Really, guys? And love? Okay. And love, it's refreshing to see a new story occasionally. Also, there have been a ton of movies about monsters as well, but then they're mostly related to kaijus. Other monster-related blockbusters include the likes of big sharks, thanks to Jaws, and dinosaurs as well, courtesy of Jurassic Park and Jurassic World films. But then, what about the ancient giants and amphibious reptiles known to have the strongest bite of any animal in the world? Notorious for even being man-eaters, and for a particularly dangerous move known as the death roll. Yeah, I'm talking about the equally fierce and majestic crocodilians. Guess what? There have actually been quite a few big bads that have appeared in the film so far. On that note, welcome back to Factholic. And today, we bring you the top 10 largest crocodilians to have appeared in movies. So, let's check out these bad boys and bad girls right away. Number 10. Toxic crocodile. Killer crocodile. 30 feet. So the first croc in our list comes straight out of the 1989 Italian horror film Killer Crocodile. And you know this one's particularly scary. With powerful jaws and powerful muscles, the toxic crocodile is a massive, abnormally aggressive crocodile with a taste for human flesh. Why human flesh? Well, all thanks to the illegal dumping of toxic waste in a swamp this bad boy was living in. Also, this probably explains where his name comes from too. It's the toxic crocodile, my dudes. Number 9. Big Mick, blood surf, 31 feet. Well, say hello to Big Ol' Mick, a massive prehistoric saltwater croc who lives on a remote Australian island. Now, he may be a century old, but he's still in his glory days. Because there wasn't enough around for him to eat, Big Mick kills and feeds on anything that he encounters. Over the years, this basically turned into a hobby, and now he just kills for fun. Must feel good to be a big old scary croc, don't you think? Anyway, the movie, on the other hand, was a bit silly, and while it's not good by any means, there's some fun to be had with it if you're a fan of the inherent ridiculousness of this time period. Number 8. Male crocodile, Lake Placid, 32 feet. What happens when a twisted old lady decides to feed a few cows to a 30-foot saltwater croc that's been living in a Maine lake? Basically, a crocodile going on a human feeding frenzy, which is just about the right amount of gory that I like. I'm telling you, this croc, it's just a terrifically entertaining watch. Number 7. Supergator, by the movie of the same name, 30 to 35 feet. If you've ever heard about the prehistoric supercroc Dinosuchus, the supergator is basically one of those. Now, it's clearly not possible that one of these bad boys survived through all these years, but hear me out on this. It was actually recreated from fossilized DNA by some crazy group of scientists, which of course is typical about most monster films, and the supergator actually escaped from their secret bioengineering lab, which was situated near a volcano. Well, of course, it had to be near a volcano, else it wouldn't really be a secret lab, would it? Point is, Supergator was big, bad, and straight up massive. Number 6. Gatoroids, Megapython versus Gatoroid, 30 to 40 feet. How do you combat a giant, or rather a megapython epidemic? Well, just make the alligators in your area grow to enormous sizes. At least that's how sci-fi's logic works. Now you may be wondering on how to make alligators grow to monstrous sizes then. The answer is pretty simple actually. Just lace chickens with steroids and feed them to several alligators. I mean, that's just how sci-fi explained it to us. So yeah, to put it simply, gatoroids are just alligators on steroids. Number 5. DINOCROC. DINOCROC, 45 feet. Behold the 5th largest movie croc in our listing. And it's a special one, because just like its name suggests, it's actually a theropod croc hybrid, which makes the DINOCROC half dinosaur, half croc. And guess what? Even this abomination was created by a crazy scientist, particularly Dr. Campbell. I don't know what's with these crazy scientists in these B films that they always seem to make crazy, giant, man-eating monsters. Although, I'm not complaining. In fact, keep making more, my dudes, and bigger ones, of course. Number 4. Alligator X, Jurassic Predator Extinction, 150 feet. Now, to give you a proper perspective on this monster crocodilian, I've picked out two particular taglines from the film. The greatest predator in history is back. And they said it was extinct. They were wrong. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Although I should mention that descriptions about this monster say that it's actually a cloned Plesiosaurus. But then again, it's literally called Alligator X. And there must be a pretty good reason for that. So bingo! Still a croc, fellas. Number 3. SUPERCROC. SUPERCROC, 55 feet. Behold the SUPERCROC. And gentlemen, this one right here is a proper super croc of prehistoric times. One that stood the test of time in its deep slumber for, I don't know, 1,000 years perhaps? Also, you'll never guess where it went after being awoken from its several thousand-year-long sleep in an undersea cave. Well, this gigantic prehistoric croc rose to the surface and right off begins to make its way straight for the City of Angels, Los Angeles. Man, I'm telling you, I'm starting to like the SUPERCROC already. So let's just move on to the next. That is, before I get too attached to it. Number 2. CROCOSAURUS. Mega shark versus Crocosaurus, 150 feet. Let me put this straight. Crocosaurus is one legit giant monster croc. One that may even be close to kaiju territory. I mean, she's pretty massive and basically almost 3 times the size of the previous croc. So yeah, she's definitely not the LA types. You see, Crocosaurus is in fact a primordial crocodile that lived in ancient times, and she might very well be the last of her kind when her species died out. She's fierce and powerful, and she has to be. After all, she's going straight up against the equally menacing mega shark. So yeah, she's got possibilities. I mean, we all do. And if you're liking what you've seen so far, do consider smashing that like button for us. The blessings of the croc gods will always be upon you. Number 1. Lizzie. Rampage. 200 to 225 feet. All hail Lizzie. This massive croc kaiju monster comes straight out of the 2018 giant monster film starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson himself, Rampage. I mean, just the sheer size of Lizzie is enough to make anyone wet their pants. A proper kaiju in every sense who weighed in at a massive 150 tons. Yeah, I know, that's just bonkers. Also, in addition to her massive size, Lizzie even had 2 large tusks on either side of her head, right above her mouth, and 2 smaller tusks on either side of her lower jaw. You know, I don't really need to describe Lizzie more than that. She's easily the largest crocodilian to have ever appeared in movies, and that too by quite some margin. An apex predator among top predators. That was just Lizzie for you all. And with that, we finally come to the end of this video. We hope that you enjoyed it through and through. Thanks for watching. Also, before we leave, if you want to keep watching more videos like these, then don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and smash the bell icon too while you're at it. This has been a real pleasure, having you all tuned right up to the end. We're Factholic, and I'm your host, Scott Leffler, signing off for now. Peace.